What's good, YouTube? It's your boy RUCCI Take Profit, and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over the setup and the strategy that's going to land me the funded accounts, land me the payouts, land me the profitability in the market. So I'm going to be breaking it down. We're just going to go day by day. Probably going to do 3 or 4 days of a trading week just to kind of show y'all what I'm going to be looking for, how I'm going to get my entries. And I'm pretty much just going to try to do it the best of my ability as if I'm taking it live. But, you know, this market replay stuff, it just gets like it gets a little annoying. Because I can't really do things live time in real time. And that's how I really like to do things. But we're just going to go to a random week and pretty much gonna just show y'all what I'm going to be looking for. And yeah, this is just the new and improved strategy. So y'all just bear with me. Try to just tailor this as if I'm doing it live, even though it's not, and pretty much just show y'all what I'm going to be looking for. So, shit, I mean, I guess we can just start here. Going into this crazy ass Monday. Let's see. And as things go along, I can show more. So, going into this Monday, let's see. First thing I noticed is, call this the gap of doom, and this is just an area where price pretty much gapped itself, and price is inevitably going to fill this up. So I just like to mark that up because that's what I'm seeing. As we look to the left, price is already rejecting this entire area, so there's really nothing to see here. So yeah, once I look at stuff like this, I'm ready to kind of just scale in. On. Let's see. Go down to the 1 hour. Price fell so hard. This is a crazy week to start on, but yes, price fell stupid hard. See, there's a high here. I've started marking up my previous day highs and lows. I might not have to use them every single day, but I like marking them up just because they're good for when price is very trendy and price likes to retrace during that morning before the open to go ahead and rerun those highs to continue the bullish path. So yeah, we go down to the 1 hour. I wouldn't even be looking at the chart yet by this time. I'm trying to just go to where I would be looking at the chart, which is around pretty much 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:15. Really don't come to the charts until it's about time for a market to open. But the first thing I will notice is ever since price got to this level down here, we've been moving up, trending up. Mark that as the low of the day. And the high of the day is resting up here. And the low of the day and the high of the day, it's not 100% guaranteed that price is going to respect that low today, high today rule. It led to me losing a couple trades, but I still use it because it's a good indicator if we pair it up with other confluences. So even at the 1 hour, I'm not really seeing nothing too crazy. I do have to be conscious of if price wants to start being bearish now, or price wants to continue up, but the fact that it didn't close below this low, it just looked like this one big liquidity sweep to take out all of these lows here, make a new low, and then continue. So like I said, this gap is up here too, so I know price wants to fill this, so it's just making me look at this really bullish. Price has been bullish since that low was hit at 4 a.m. So scaling down to the 30-minute. This entire move, we can use this as an order block rejection here, but it's notable. We're gonna just keep on going. So at 8 o'clock, we're here, and so now I'm just gonna start marking up a little bit more. We can go ahead and mark this up as a 30-minute order block. I don't like it too much because it's super thick. That is the last bearish candle before the upward move. It was rejected here. At this point, I'm just gonna start scaling down because, you know, unless there's a double rejection here, there's nothing more for me to see. So now we're gonna scale down to this 15-minute. As you can see, there are this 15, it's the A15 candle. So if I'm looking for an entry, I'm only looking at two areas really, or unless I go down to the 5-minute. So these candles aren't really strong enough for me. I don't really like those. Now I can use this one that's down here within this 30-minute. All right, but I really typically don't like those. If it's looking like this, I might as well go down to the 5-minute and see what I can find, right? So as far as a 5-minute, this is about as good as it'll get. And depending on how price moves, either I'm going to enter or I'm not. But price has just set a little bit, a small buy stop liquidity. Price just started rejecting this area multiple times. So I'll mark that up. Just kind of stretch it a little bit. And it is 825. So now at the open, if we get a rejection here, I'll be willing to pull it. Even then, my best entry will be here. So let's just see what happens. The price just immediately shot up. So the price does something like this. Now I'm just gonna scale it back a little bit more because now there might be chance for either a breaker block entry or a new order block be formed. So when price just goes up like that, I'm gonna wait. Price is just soaring right now. It's soaring crazy, right? But like I said, there's this gap up here, so it has so much momentum. Off of that alone, I will usually just jump in because I know price wants to fly high. But just being, you know, risk adverse, we want a clean setup. Okay, now price is starting to come down a little bit. And so with that, I'm just trying to see if there's any continuation, and I'm not really seeing one. All right, price is coming down a little bit. Damn, I'm trying to and this is why I don't like replay. Right, I don't like the replay because it's moving all over the damn place. I'm trying to catch it. So there was a continuation here, and so I mean, respectfully, all we have now is this little breaker block. That's the first breaker block that was disrespected and then rejected. So I had to zoom out, but I would have been looking for an entry here at this breaker. And then let's see, I mean, if I can get 100 points, see that 100 points would have been hit immediately. This is a fast trade. So that would have been a breaker block entry, and then we could take it to the high of the day, which is here. I'm not looking for it to shoot all the way up here, but it's made, I ain't gonna lie, the points on this is crazy. 600 points in one morning. So this, I think I remember this day. This was a day that, you know, the numbers were so condensed that the money was printing stupid fast. So we can just take this buy entry here. I would have took it here. You see, like it was right here, but if I wasn't on a 15-minute time frame, I wasn't gonna see this. But from the 5-minute, the buy would be right here. I would be putting my stop loss about 50 points below, so it would have been right here, and TP 100 points, you know. But see, the 100 points is so close. 100 points is so close. So I mean, I would have been targeting the high of the day at the bare minimum. So like right here, because there's no telling that price is going to push all the way up here in one day. But I can guarantee my money is going to be made. All I need is 100 points, y'all. So if you see me cut it short, it's only because that's only what I need. So we just press play. We already know it's going to hit. I wish I could have showed the entry before, but you know, as far as how far you'll go, that's the only part we can calculate. So let me zoom and get this out the way faster. it's all crazy now. But I mean, my target. Let's see, even if we didn't target here, let me pause that. See, that's the crazy. That's why I really don't like the bar replay, because it's so nuts. Like, it looks crazy because the way I wanted to get it. So I mean, this would have caught 188 points, but once again, I only would have targeted 100, which also would have lined up with some more liquidity that was drawn here before price rejected that 15-minute breaker, right? So I mean, all in all, if I would have, I mean, obviously I'm not gonna get an entry all the way where it was when it shot up, but right there was the ideal. So I'm just gonna mark that was the ideal entry. That's where I realistically would have gotten. So we just close that out. But yeah, the potential for that trade was all the way up here, but I could tell like that's not what price wanted to do. So we just move on to the next day, because that was a crazy time in the market. Like 600 points, like that doesn't happen on the regular. So boom, going to the next day, we immediately push up. So we're just gonna go to where I would be coming in, marking up my chart. That's 6, that's 7. Okay, boom. So this day starts off pretty slow, right? We had a crazy move the day before. Got a lot of consolidation possibly on this day. Like I said, the gap of doom is still above, so price is still going to want to soar higher. That was a crazy, I almost stuttered bad, y'all, I'm not gonna lie. So we got the high of the day, and I like marking these up, previous day highs and previous day lows. Now I didn't do it for this day because it was this was a drastic movement, so there's nothing to mark up here. But I will mark up this area as an area of the previous day high. Just bear with me if y'all are staying along, leave a like below. So as I come to the market looking at this 1 hour, this is the thing too, I start from the 4 hour and work my way down. So it's annoying when I can't go to the 4 hour, because it'll reveal what will happen from 5 to 9. So I really only have the 1 hour to kind of show you guys. So y'all bear with me, because I use the 1 hour, I use the daily and the 4 hours sometimes to get some more crucial moves. So I won't have it in this video just for the timing of me trying to show things happening live, not really having the whole play out, because it's damn near like cheating. But this is why I backtest, and this is backtest off the 1 hour, and it's still good enough. But we're here at 7. We have the low of the day, which is debatable, but it's at this area right here, this low. So we're at the low of the day around 7 o'clock. I'm already looking for price to continue higher, run the previous day high, possibly go in and fill up this gap. We'll see what happens. I use fair value gaps now. I use them for either it rejects off of it, or it will completely fill it, go through, and then it'll come back up, fill it, and it'll use it as a inverse. So if I ever have an example of that, I can show y'all, but it doesn't happen on occasion. It usually happens on like a Wednesday for the inverse fair value gap, but nonetheless, let's just continue. So, excuse me, y'all. So low of the day, and I mark up the high of the day, right? Because I don't like to sell at the low of the day, and I don't like to buy at the high of the day. So my high probability setups is when I take a buy near the low of the day, or I take a sell near the high of the day. Now, with price being trending to bullish, taking a low of the day setup, taking a buy at the low of the day during a bullish trend is going to give me the highest probability setup for buys. Now that we have the previous day high to be ran and the high of the day to be ran, they kind of all just come together in confluence. So also there's liquidity resting here. It's starting from the day before, price came and rejected it the previous day, and then price came and rejected it 2 more times. We can even pull it down a little bit. So that's really 5 to 6 rejections at this level on the 1 hour order block. I mean, on the 1 hour time frame, sorry. So we're down here. I pretty much have all the confluences I need. We're at the low of the day. Price is pretty much bullish. We have, yeah, that's 2. Then we have the gap. That's 3. We have the previous day high resting above, right? And then we have the liquid. It's all giving bullish. So now all I'm looking for is entry model, right? The 1 hour doesn't really look too promising for his order blocks. I don't really like this order block, only because it's been rejected so many times and it wasn't no big move before coming back. But it is there. It's something I would mark, but I really wouldn't pay attention to it. I'll really just ignore it. So now we can scale down to the 30, and we're just gonna be looking for an entry on the 30-minute. Let's go to 8. See, at 8 we have the same rejection again. So now I'm just gonna be scaling down, because now you see price is just making this floor here. It's just making this floor here, and I know that price could push through this, and we're at the low of the day once again. Let's go down to the 15-minute. It's 8:15. Not really seeing nothing for a nice order block now. Me looking at this here, you see this is just levels. There's no fail swing lines. There's nothing really trendy, right? It's where it gets noisy. But everything that I mentioned before, I'm still gonna be looking for buys. I can scale down to the 5-minute to make this even more locked in. I can mark up this 5-minute order block here. And I really don't like 5-minute order block entries because they're so volatile. But whenever there's no other time frame spitting nothing out, I'll mark it up just in case. Let's go to 8:30. So boom. This close is like a little wonky to me. So now boom, price fell straight through. Price went straight through. It's going to the floor. So now, I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm just kind of like, that's a little weird. So I'm not gonna get an entry. I'm gonna see what the next candle does. Now, boom, price came all the way back up 15 minutes later, and it didn't reject this 15-minute order block. It damn near closed within it. Now I'm looking at this again like, okay, what's the play, right? And this is where manipulation comes in, right? So I mean, price opened here, right? It opened here at the top. It ran the low of the day, and then it shot all the way back up. So this is like a false break, right? Now, this is a false break right here. It just pushes down and then it pushes back up. False break. So now I'm looking for rejection off of, you can do an inverse. You can do it for a value gap. You can do a breaker block, or just any opportunity that the market gives. So let's continue. All right, boom. You see how price opened? Price opened here at this 5-minute order block, right? That it could have became a breaker. So it disrespected the order block, came back, disrespected it again, but as soon as it opened, it rejected off of it and flew. So my entry, if I'm looking at this in real time, it would be right here. The best I can do though is get an entry here because we're on this crazy, you know, the bar replay or whatever, and I'll be targeting at this point. If I got an entry here, I just need 100 points. So I always tell you I only need 100 points, but you see price moved 69 points in 5 minutes. My entry, my exit will be here. That's exit 1, and my full profit target would be previous day high, and then my other TPs would be at the high of the day in general, and then I mean, really, that's it. You got TP1 at the buy stop liquidity, TP2 at the high of the day, TP3 at the previous day high. I mean, my stop loss will be all the way down here. No, it won't. It won't be down there. It won't be down there, shorty. My stop loss will be here. Right? It'll be below that breaker block, which was my entry. Price came through and went back down again. We'll just leave it alone. But you see at prices, it rejected and immediately bursted through. So, I mean, I'm gonna put the full TP there just for the way that this looks, but we're just gonna press play on it, up the time frame. And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more opportunities that present themselves. But as of now, I'm just gonna play it through. Okay, so TP1 was hit here, right? This was already 100 points. If I had to enter here, I'll be done for the day. All right, I'll be done for the day. 100 points, $1,000 is all I need. Boom, we're out. And then that would be a 1 to 4, which that'll take some big cojones of me to hold that long. I haven't got to that point yet. I just need 100 points. I'm risking 50 to make 100, 2 to 1. That's all we need. But I mean, even for the 1 to 3, right? The 1 to 3 was hit. 3 to 1 was hit here, right after the high of the day. So it's really up to me and how fast the market is moving. If price is pushing 70 points in 5 minutes, I don't have a problem waiting to get that 3 to 1, but I'm just not greedy, right? For the sake of this video, I'm gonna just keep on pressing play and we'll see what happens. Okay, price eventually hit that take profit at 11 o'clock. So I get in at 9, and then 2 hours later, that's a 1 to 4. And then we got the 1 to 3 in literally 30 minutes. So yeah, I mean, and if I just did a 2 to 1, 2 to 1 would have happened in about, the average exit at 9, 10, 15, 20, 25. So about 25 minutes. Right? Did I say that right? 25 minutes. Yeah, 25 minutes, and then a 1 to 3 would have been like 30, 40 minutes. I hope I said that right. 20 minutes. Am I tripping? I feel like I'm tripping. Okay, 100 points. That's 5 minutes. That's 10 minutes. That's 15. Oh, no, the entry's at 9. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes for the 100 points. And it will still be 20 minutes for the 3 to 1. Okay, it's in the same 5-minute candle right here. My bad, y'all. But yeah, I mean, sheesh, man. It's really just breaking down how I see things, and when things look crazy, just hold on. Like, don't rush the entry. Like right here, when I was ready to get an entry at this 5-minute order block and then price shot all the way down, like, don't panic. Don't panic, because price came back up. This is a false break. I also need to, I need to label this. Like, this is a false break. That's trash. That's ugly. Let's just point this out. I gotta point this out. That is a false break. And a false break just pretty much means you thought I was going down because of all of this stuff that happened yesterday. All of this stuff that happened yesterday and the day before. Haha, you think I'm finna go bearish. Psych, you thought. I'm going back to take the liquidity here left by this big ass gap. Boom. And pretty much I will just guide this gap is my guide to know that I'm bullish every single day that I'm in the market. Okay, so this is Tuesday and I don't trade Wednesdays, not yet. I figured out why I lose on Wednesdays, but that's a separate video. I'm gonna do for you guys. So yeah, that day is completed. We'll move on to the next day. Zoom us along. Let's zoom us along. Where we Okay, you see how close price is getting to that gap, right? So boom, Wednesday. I don't really trade Wednesdays, but let's see if I can see the way that I trade Wednesdays. I'm gonna see if I can see something. My bad. Because I can give y'all a little bit of something, but if it's looking a little crazy, then I won't save it for this video, but I'll go more in depth. But if we're on a Tuesday, right? If we're on a Tuesday, damn, I was supposed to screenshot that false break thing from my personal notes. This is my personal false break. I need it with that 15 minute. That's a false break. Nice picture. Boom, boom, boom. All right, y'all watching me in the flesh. Me do my stuff. Okay. If I have to zoom through, I'll zoom through. But y'all bear with me. Get all of this off the screen. Boom. Let's go into Wednesday, the craziest day of the week, in my opinion. The middle of the week, the directing factor, the direction. We call it the director of direction. It pretty much tells you what the rest of the week is going to look like more times than not. Let's just go through. We already know 7 o'clock is going to throw a stupid ass crazy candle. But for Wednesdays, what I like to do is, if we're in a trend, if Tuesday was super bullish, I'm going to draw a fib from the low of Tuesday to the high of Tuesday, and I'm going to just pan it out. And I'm also going to be looking for fair value gaps on the 1 hour time frame, because they usually have Wednesdays love to react off of fair value gaps in the market. So, man, I'll put this one down. And like I said, I don't care to trade a Wednesday, but if a setup presents itself, I will use it. So yeah, let's go to crazy ass news candle. All right, that wasn't that bad. So there was a rejection here off the 1 hour. We'll see if it holds. It's not my trading day. I'm just gonna skip through 7:30. I mean, from a 30-minute time frame, this is cooked. If it closes in there, but let's see what happens after. So at 8 o'clock, it closes above. So that 1 hour is technically valid. Yeah, I don't really care for Wednesdays like that. And this is why, like, it'll be something so simple and they'll just make it so complicated. But let's just see here. It's a 15-minute order block. Let's see what 8:30 does. Blow straight through. So I would be sitting there looking at this, right? But here, let's see. You got the previous day high. The previous day high does get ran here immediately, and the high day is up here. So maybe price has a reason to draw itself back down and go for these fib retracements. My bad. And we'll just play through. I'm kind of interested to see. All right, so boom, price is rejecting this 1 hour fair value gap, and for bullish reasons, I can see what's going on here. There's a 15-minute order block here. This will technically be a breaker. Let's see what it does. Okay, it's rejecting this breaker, right? It rejected this breaker, so you can get an entry here. You get an entry here for a downwards move. I would need 100 points, so it would have to come below this fair value gap, and I really don't like that because it's counter trend. Right? Let's see. Okay, boom. Price filled this fair value gap entirely, and it didn't. See, okay, perfect. So y'all will get an example. Price filled up this fair value gap, but you see how it didn't like immediately reject. we closed filling it all the way up. So I mean, this trade would have played out. Oh wow, and then it rejects it. So I mean, respectfully, I would have caught my 100 points, but it's just not a safe bet for me. You see how every other day has been bullish, and then today on the Wednesday it'll go bearish, and then you know I can just use that to my advantage though. Just keep playing it, keep playing it, keep playing it, and it just looks like price is consolidating, and it finally breaks out. At this point, it's already 11:30. I'm out of the market, right? So all of this that just happened, I didn't capitalize off it. I probably watched it, but once again, this fair value gap got filled, and then price just kind of neglected. It filled it up, but this is not even like the rejection that I like. On the 1 hour, the fair value gap fill should go through and reject all the way out within 1 hour. So I mean, for me to see up here that price rejected that breaker and it started going down, my only target would be this fair value gap fill from the breaker to, you know, filling that, right? And 100 points, if it make it, it barely made it. Barely made it. So if my entry was slightly late, we're already missing it. So I don't really care for Wednesdays just because of that. But you see what happens after that, right? And this is what I learned about Wednesdays. It loves fib retracements. It loves the fair value gaps. And let's see, is there any more fair value gaps? I mean, there's one down here, but that one doesn't matter. And then let's see, what about the 4 hour? All right, boom. You see how I like to go into the 4 hour, but I can't really show y'all that in bar replay. So boom, a 4 hour order block, right? Lining up with the 50% fib retracement from Tuesday, right? Tuesday going into Wednesday, bottom of the wick, top of the wick, the 50% extension at the 4 hour order block. This will be a good entry for this time frame, but it's like I don't trade during this time. And so with the fib, if it's going to reject like that, I already know 100% is going to go to this level, but we can use that for Thursday. So let's just play it out. It's probably going to get there before Thursday. All right, boom. So Thursday happens. Just keep on playing this through. Thursday. All right, it's 6 o'clock. Boom.